Hello and good evening to the lovely audience who joined us today. Though one day is not enough to thank all the women who play a vital role in shaping our lives, today, on this occasion of International Women's Day, True Healthy Team wishes and thanks each and every woman who's helping us get better in our lives and community. I welcome you to the session 3 of our Women's Day special, PCOS webinar, where we speak on PCOS fitness and workout. Now, polycystic ovarian syndrome is referred to as PCOS. It is faced by many women across globe and can be managed better if the right care is provided at the right time. Now, PCOS and waist are said to be interconnected. Adding a fitness aspect to your diet and medication can help better your PCOS management journey. So, without further ado, let us meet our esteemed experts. We have with us Dr. Manisha Rijwane Lal, physiotherapist, Life Care Physiotherapy Center, Mumbai, and Professor Chandrakant Patankar, ex-professor microbiology at KEM and St. GS Medical College. I hand over the session to our esteemed experts to take this ahead.
Thank you very much, Divya. It's such a wonderful introduction to the topic. Again, wishing a great, happy Women's Day. We had two sessions in the day today. Medical aspects of PCOS or PCOS, and then role of diet in PCOS. And definitely the exercises play a very important role. So I have a very first question to you, Manisha madam.
Yes, sir.
What the effect of exercise in PCOS women, women suffering from PCOS, and who exercise regular, not an intermittent, बीच में मूड आया किया 10 दिन किया बाद में 1 महीना बंद किया. Those who regularly exercise and those who don't regularly exercise, those who exercise bits and pieces में, and those who don't exercise at all. 3 category आपके लिए.
Right. So I think Hindi is good, English is good. First of all, I would like to ask you
A
mix.
mix.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, there were almost around 16 research studies जो 2009 and 2011 के बीच हुई, and they took around 100 women who were suffering from PCOD. Out of which there were 30% जो regularly exercise कर रहे थे, and the rest 60% were on and off or on and off with exercises. The rest 70% कभी कर रहे थे कभी नहीं कर रहे थे. जब इनका 6 months के बाद follow up लिया गया, तो the level of their PCOD or the syndrome or the hormonal imbalance had come down quite a lot, surprisingly, though they were not in that weight criteria. So if I have to talk about PCOD and there is weight gain associated with it, तो भले ये 30% women weight के criteria में नहीं थे, like थोड़ा बहुत overweight थे, but वो regularly exercise कर रहे थे, तो उनमें बहुत significant hormonal balance देखा गया. So it is very important to exercise very regularly. So I think I answered the first question which you asked, that consistently exercise करना कितना helpful है. तो definitely consistently exercises करना बहुत बहुत जरूरी है.
No, in fact you have explained one more thing inadvertently, क्योंकि दोपहर का सेशन में ये बात आया था सामने कि there are two types, कि obesity is not so commonly seen. It is there. It's not necessary that every woman who has a PCOS will have obesity. So there are lean mass, यानी पतले भी रहती है लेडीज बट सफरिंग फ्रॉम PCOS. So whether आप obese हो या नहीं हो, मोटापन हो या नहीं हो, आप पतले हो, इसका मतलब कि आपको एक्सरसाइज की जरूरी नहीं. ऐसा नहीं, एक्सरसाइज सबको करना 101%. एक और इससे जुड़ा हुआ एक छोटा सा सवाल. Suppose there are women who do not have any problem of PCOS. Absolutely, there are a huge number of them. 85% won't have any problem of PCOS. Definitely. Should they also exercise?
Everybody should be exercising, sir. We eat, we feed the body, and we do not exercise. That's so cruel to the body, no? Not digesting.
I guess there is a technical issue.
Yeah, I think I am online, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am, you're there. Just a minute. Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, Divya, I'm here.
Yes, ma'am. Yes. I think we'll have Professor join in again. We're facing some technical difficulties. Let us continue with it. You were saying that how we actually take things in our body and we're responsible for
Right.
it.
So I think the diet has been a big eye opener, that how much and what all you should be eating. But again, the focus should also be in expenditure, how well we spend that energy. So, okay, so exercises, be it your cardiovascular, be it your strength training, both are equally important, and every one of us should exercise.
Okay. So how, if we talk about strength training and yoga exercises, we also have the newer forms of HIIT coming up. So there are these certain exercises that actually impact PCOS, or because certain times it says that if you are burning out too much, and then you also have insulin resistance. So there sometimes is a contrast on the exercise format that a woman who has PCOS should follow. Can you help us
Sure.
understand?
So I'll first talk about the forms of exercises that we have. So if I talk about the cardiovascular training, which is your cardio workout, in simple words, that is sweating. So when you walk on a treadmill or run on a treadmill, you expend the energy, and that's one form of doing exercises. The second that we just spoke about was HIIT, which is the high intensity interval training. That's the second form of exercises you have. The third is again your strength training, meaning wherein you load your body with certain amount of weights or resistance and then you train. The fourth is again yoga, stretching, and meditation. That's a different corner altogether. So if you ask me that what exercises particularly PCOD should have, is a proportion of 3:2 probably, or 3:1. Yeah, so it should be more of cardiovascular. I'm not saying no to strength training, but it should be more of cardiovascular. Okay, I'll tell you why. Because the cardiovascular exercises wherein you actually sweat and do not load it with some external strength has a big impact to play with your insulin resistance. And also when you sweat and when you exercise, you release a hormone, which is a happy hormone. Okay, so as we all know that PCOD has a lot to do with hormones. So ये hormones जब बढ़ जाते हैं, तो इन hormones को combat करने के लिए you need the happy hormone, right? So that happy hormone is released only when you exercise. So cardiovascular would be a preference. If at all you have 6 days a week to exercise, your 3 days should be cardiovascular training, 2 days of strength training, and 1 day of stretches, yoga, and meditation.
Okay, perfect. So when we talk about physiotherapy, can physiotherapy help the balancing these hormones and help us increase the happy hormones that you just spoke about?
So exercises in general will help to increase the happy hormone. Okay, and physiotherapy. Now, if I talk about PCOS, the patients that we've been getting in the clinic usually complain of back pain, right? And that back pain, surprisingly, is not because of any disc issues, any nerve issues, or any muscle issues. That's the lack of vitamin D that gives you that back pain. And PCOD, as per se, has a big impact on vitamin D as well, right? So in balancing that, we do call the patients in the clinic for some electrical modalities, because that eases the muscles quite a lot and takes away your pain for some time. But exercises being the permanent treatment. So yes, physiotherapy does help.
Some healthy workout tips that you would recommend and the right time to start it.
Sorry, come again, please.
Some of the healthy workout tips that you would give us, and if a person who's suffering from PCOS or wants to time manage it, like what is the correct time that a person should start, what is the frequency that they should increase? Probably they can start slow and get, increase the frequency of their workout higher. Can it be like 3 times a week, or what sort of a schedule should a person follow in general?
Okay, so let's sort it out quite a lot now. So for example, we have Monday to Saturday, Okay, so Monday you start with your cardiovascular exercises, which will have 10 minutes of treadmill running at your own pace of 5 ka speed or 6 ka speed. Then you do 10 minutes of cycling, and then you do 10 minutes of the cross trainer. That takes almost 30 minutes of your exercises. So if anybody who's a beginner can start like this. Okay, now Monday, if you've had your cardio exercises, Tuesday you can have your upper body weight training exercises. So at home, if you ask me, you get dumbbells online. So just order a 2 kilo dumbbell and probably do some bicep exercises, tricep exercises, some chest exercises. Everything is available. Okay, so so suppose we schedule that Tuesday onto strength training. Wednesday, let us take up yoga and stretches. Okay, so that has your Surya Namaskar. You start with 3 Surya Namaskars or 4 Surya Namaskars with a halt of 30 seconds in between each and every step of Surya Namaskar. Thursday, again, you take up your cardio training. So 2 times in a week. And then Friday, you take up strength, which will have your squats, your lunges, your lower body exercises. And Saturday, probably, you can go out running. So some of the outdoor running that has your cardiovascular, you go out with your friends, cycle for 15 minutes. So there is no particular time to start exercising, Vidya. It's important that we do it. So morning, evening, whatever time you're comfortable and whatever is your easy time to exercise, devote at least 20-25 minutes to exercise.
Correct. Okay. And will this be like same for women of all ages, or if a person who is planning to have a child? So because nowadays, if we talk about the age group, it is starting at a very early age. So when we talk about gym exercises, it's much easier for the younger crowd. But as in when we age up, so will this specification of schedule also apply to the women of the elder ages?
Okay, so elder ages meaning above 40, 45, your body weight is also one thing that can be used up. But again, there is no limitation to lifting weights and age. So anybody who's been exercising since they were 20, 25, they've been visiting the gym. And if that particular lady is 40, 45, she can continue with the weight training as well. Now, for people who are planning a baby or the family planning sort of, again, no restrictions to that as well. Can very well exercise, very well.
Okay. So when we have people who are working, mostly now things are opening up, but we still have, gyms, people are skeptical about stepping back and exercises. So other than Surya Namaskar, what is like a few simple exercises, if you could help us, that people can do at home?
Okay, so cardio training, you can do your jumping jacks, you can do
Okay.
your mountain climbers. These are exercises which needs a good impact jumping exercises. That becomes your cardio. So cardio is anything that increases your heart rate. You can spot jog, you can spot run, you can spot jump. Okay. Now, if I have to talk about strength, so upper body, a push-up, probably a full push-up or a knee push-up. And if you talk about lower body strength, a squat using your own body weight, no need of going to the gym and taking weights. Lunges that uses your own body weight. Okay, so these
Okay.
are some exercises that you can do. So cardio, if you ask me, jumping jacks is one that I can think of. Mountain climbers are one. Spot high knee jumps are one. Spot jumpings are one. Dancing is one, isn't it? So you put
Yes,
on some music and then you
absolutely.
dance for 10-15 minutes and you're sweating like anything and you feel so happy after doing it. No? So your hormones are taken care of, your workout is done. So it's all in one.
Yeah. Also, now in the previous webinars that we've discussed, so we have different approaches to PCOS. How important do you think is the balance when it comes to dieting also, and also balancing it with exercise? Because certain people restrict on their diet and they work out extra because the notion is that the more they work out, the more it's going to help them. So how do we find this balance?
So the balance is 80 and 20. So if you
Okay.
want to, regarding PCOS or regarding weight loss or regarding anything, your diet plays a major role. So that has 80% is your diet, Karol, and 20% is your exercises. That doesn't, symbolize that exercises is less important. But if you compare diet and exercises, 80% diet and yes, 20% of exercises.
Okay. Does this rule also apply the same for non-PCOS women too, in general, who want to have physical activities?
Yes, yes. So it's very important what you eat. Very, very
Okay.
important what you eat.
So as we can think, and like we've discussed the approach of PCOS when it comes to fitness and exercise. Thank you so much for sharing all this information with us, and I'm sure it's helped the audience and all the women out there, and helped solve a lot of queries. And we've also learned that proper diagnosis of PCOS is important. Along with that, a healthy diet is definitely something that a woman or anybody who has to follow. So you have to find the balance between healthy diet and physical fitness.
Yes, and also your physiotherapist, your nearest physiotherapist, is the best one to decide what movements you should be doing. Okay, so if you are planning to go into fitness and planning to exercise from tomorrow, go to your nearest physio, get yourself examined of how you can do and what all your body can take if you are new to exercises. So that's the wisest you can do. And the particular physio can guide you as to what form of exercises and what level of fitness you need to start with.
Okay, perfect. I think we have Professor Chandrakant Patankar back with us. So please join us. And if you have any questions,
Yeah,
ask.
thank you. No,
Yes.
no, no, no. Manisha ma'am, you have explained so well everything related with exercise. 80-20 rule applies in life to almost all of the things. I think.
True, sir.
They say 80-20 rule applies everywhere. And so diet and exercise also are no exception to that. Thank you very much for sharing 80-20 as well.
My pleasure, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Ma'am, I would request if you would have a Women's Day message for all the women out here today, especially coming from me, it would mean a lot. And
As for
then,
Manisha.
Yo, from me,
yes.
I was thinking, sir, is
Yeah.
going to say something. So I was also
No,
sitting.
no, no. That's for Manisha.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
So particularly, women, as I see myself, I see my family, women working and, balancing everything. It's a big deal, I tell you, getting up, doing your household work, and everybody is doing a commendable job. Keep doing it, and yourself, your health is the prime importance. So if you take care of yourself, you'll be able to take care of the entire system around you. So please take yourself seriously, and plan each day before you sleep, and your things should go well. So that's one message that I would like to give. Plan your days ahead of beginning your days, and please take care of yourself.
Absolutely.
Very
We women have been trained to take care of everyone, but in the process, there are times that we often forget. So, like you rightly said, it's time to care for ourselves. It's time for care for her. So, I request the audience, let's like appreciate all the amazing women for all the hard work and the crucial role they play in our lives and community. It's time that we put ourselves first. We, and also when we can't see it, or our friends or women in the family can't see it, also please help them see it and put their health first.
Just one comment, if you don't mind.
Yes, absolutely.
Is women are amazing. That's all.
That's really very sweet of you to say so. And here we conclude our Women's Day webinar series. In case you've missed out on any of our webinar series, don't worry. They are all available on our Facebook page. We also have a YouTube channel, so definitely like, follow, and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of our knowledge-driven experts that help you through everyday issues in life. Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am, and thank you so much, sir.
Thank
A
you.
happy
Thank
Women's
you.
Day to everybody once again from Team True
Yes.
Health.